Today we'll be checking back in with Ethereum's coin ETH, and we're going to be performing some technical analysis in order to make some price predictions on where we can expect to see ETH go in the near future. Let's get into it. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another crypto video. As I mentioned, we are looking at the ETH coin today, Ethereum's native coin, and we're going to be performing some technical analysis using various indicators such as moving averages, the RSI, MACD, in order to make predictions on where we can expect to see ETH go in the near future. But before we get into all that good stuff, guys, please remember to leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy today's video, and if you want to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe and turn on bell notifications. We cover crypto, stocks, investing, and wealth management. And of course, I'd love to know your thoughts on Ethereum and ETH down in the comments section below. I think it is one of the best possible cryptos you could be in right now from an investing perspective. But of course, I'd love to know your thoughts as well. But without any further ado, let's jump straight into today's analysis. Welcome into the ETH chart, guys. If you're looking to buy ETH or want some free Bitcoin, there are a couple of links down in the description of today's video. But the last time we took a look at this was just short of a week ago on the 13th, and we were hoping we would see a breakout occur of what our pattern was at this point in time. And it looked like to us a cup and handle pattern had formed in this sort of a sense. We went in that sort of a direction, and that is exactly what did occur. And you can see that we have broken out since that point in time, which is absolutely fantastic. We're currently sitting at a value of $3,797 but we did achieve a peak at that point of 3,969. As we zoom out, you can see we are very close to our all-time highs over here at $372.15, and you can see it is looking very nice at the moment. Now, one thing I want to point out as well is it looks like from an even longer term perspective, we have a very big cup and handle that has formed here, which has broken out and should basically go really crazy in the near future. As you can see, cup and handle pattern right there, broken out just before last video. It's something I didn't realize, but something looking back in retrospect now. On a macro scale, it is looking much better than in the short term. So long term, Ethereum is looking absolutely fantastic. Let's put in place our key points that we need to see, I suppose, be achieved in the near future. So one of our key points previously was around about up here at the 3,950 mark. I think I had it at about 54, 55, something like that. And we had along here our key point of resistance that we need to break through, or also known as our target from our last video. And you can see we did touch that and get past it, but we didn't close above it. We bounced off it. But what this has enabled us to do is come back and start consolidating, which is fantastic. Now I'll just put in place another key point, which is probably the point at which we wanted to see broken through, right about here, 3,670 odd. You can see more recently we have had a little bit of a bounce off it on a couple of occasions. That's probably our key point of support at this point in time. Now you can see the price is almost heading in that sort of a direction, but I think given we've seen two bounces up that point, it's not really going to matter, and we're going to start moving upwards. And there's a pattern that's actually formed, and that pattern is a flag pattern. So let's just get rid of this line here so we can see exactly what's going on. I'll zoom in a bit more for you. You can see we've had a bit of a flag occur. That is the flagpole there. As you can see, you've got the top end of the flag pattern right here, and in this case we are seeing what I would call a bit of a pennant, in the sense that we have had, I don't know, a bit of tightness in the price action over the past few days. You can see that is sort of the flag pattern we have going on now. Alternatively, you could say it's a bit more of a traditional flag pattern, in the sense that you have, I suppose, a base point here, goes out in that sort of a sense, and in that sort of, I suppose, perspective, it looks like that's going to break out within the next day or so. 24 hours or 48 hours is going to be very, very interesting in the near future, but it's looking good from that perspective. Now I'll just chuck this other key point in place for us once again. It was tested over here at one stage. Chuck it in probably right about this point there. There we go, and let's bring in a few more indicators. It's probably worth noting while I am bringing in these indicators, if you look at the volume down here, it is still on the decline even though we are moving upwards. We're not seeing any dumps on the sell days, but conversely, we're not seeing any massive buys either. So just keep that in the back of your mind. When this thing goes crazy, it is going to go absolutely parabolic. But now I'm just bringing in our 20-day, 50-day, and 200-day moving averages in order to see what's going on with them. Obviously, our 200-day not doing too much, sitting at 2,811. Now, what's really interesting and really exciting is we've seen that on the 15th of October, a couple of days after our video, as we discussed, we have now seen a golden cross occurring, which is indicating that the 20-day, obviously crossing above the 50-day, is showing a shift in the short-term price direction. So that's great. That crossed on the 15th of October at roughly around 3,388. That 20-day moving average is now sitting at 3,562, with the 50-day sitting at 3,435, and it's going up quite sharply, which is really, really good. So I think what we're going to see is this 20-day start moving up. It'll start acting as a key point of support. The 50-day will slowly start following it, but this 200-day is just out of the question at the moment. So from a moving average point of view, really, really exciting time to be in Ethereum. Now let's bring in another indicator, MACD, moving average, convergence, divergence. Now we've had a green period for a number of weeks now, and it looks like that we have our shorter term 12-day EMA crossing potentially below our 26-day EMA in the near future, unless we see this volume right here pick up and start buying. We did see, obviously, we've got peaks like this and they come down and they start coming back up again. So it is not too far of a stretch to say that that sort of similar pattern could happen, but we do need to see that bounce occur, and ideally we need to see the volume coming in with it. As you can see today, not much volume at the moment, but that is due to the consolidation that is happening right about there. So overall, EMA is still looking okay, but we could be seeing a potential cross occur, which would be a negative from a price action perspective. Obviously, the more we consolidate, the more that line's going to shift downwards. So obviously it's going to happen when we're not going straight up. Now let's bring in the relative strength index as well. I don't think this is going to show anything too surprising. Obviously we've had a bit of buying, the price is increasing, but it's currently sitting at 60.77. Last time we looked at it, it was sitting at 58.86. We're still well and truly within the range of appropriate RSI between that 30 and 70 mark, although we're leaning towards more of the overbought side as opposed to the oversold. Regardless, it doesn't matter. As we know with many cryptos, we can shoot up quite significantly without having to worry about overextending into these regions. But basically what this is showing us is there's absolutely more buyers than sellers, even on this very, very small amount of volume that is going on there. So overall, what is my price prediction for today? Well, my price prediction is going to be basically the same as last time. We want to crack this 3,957 mark, followed by the $4,000 mark. That is more of a psychological barrier for us at this point in time. And then we want to go on to our ultimate target. Now, ultimate target is those all-time highs right up here, 4,360 odd. That would be fantastic. Ideally, if we can, close at about 4,400, if we do break out of this current situation, that would be great. So obviously, probably worth noting as well, whilst yes, we did have, a little cup and handle pattern appear in this sort of a sense, we are seeing once again, you know, this big one here, which is broken out, fantastic, but again, we are seeing another sort of cup and handle pattern form, and it looks like all these cup and handle patterns we are seeing on ETH are very, very bullish for Ethereum overall. So looking really good at this point in time. Price target, I'm aiming for those all-time highs. If Bitcoin breaks out, that's really going to drive up Ethereum and all the other altcoins. That wraps up today's analysis, guys. I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments section below. Do you think ETH can smash those all-time highs in the near future? Let me know if you think it can or why you think it can't. Now, of course, if you did enjoy today's video, remember to leave a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. We cover crypto, stocks, investing, and wealth management. But I'm going to leave it there for today, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.